Dear students, today I'm going to give some information on theories of selling. There are 4 theories: ADA's theory, a right set of circumstances theory, buying formula theory, behavioral equation theory. First 2 theories, ADA's and right set of circumstances theories, are seller-oriented theories. Buying formula theory is buyer-oriented theory. Behavioral equation is seller influences and buyer takes decisions. That means both are influenced. Both the psychological factors are influenced in behavioral equation theory. Behavior of salesperson towards a prospect or a customer. When a theory is thought to be developed, both the aspects are considered. One, salespersons, why they need to influence people. They represent the organization directly. If one can see the product, they will analyze the background of the organization. That is, salesperson, he is the man. The whole organization background is appeared through his personality, body language. Now, what is the objective of studying theories of selling? A theory of selling means it is more or less an act of a marketer to build a brand image and build a strong relationship with customers, ultimately to earn profit in return for them as well as his organization. Selling means it is an exchange between the organization and potential customer. Selling begins with the knowing the needs of consumers. The purpose of selling is to earn profit by giving satisfaction to consumers. Now there are particular persons involved in this particular activity. Salespersons, they represent company to customers and do the activity of selling of goods or services. Secondly, prospect. Salesperson, he can see a prospect for closing a sale. Stimuli. Stimuli is an action taken by the salesperson to influence and the prospect to take decision to buy the product. Next, we understand what is the stimulus response of the salesperson as well as consumer. Correct stimulus means putting all the efforts to get desired response. Salesperson stimuli means his action. It will be self-presentability, price concession, price change, preferential treatment to value customers. Sales self-presentability. What is it? Means he is presenting himself with the proper attire, with the body language, communication, and motivating the prospect towards the buying activity. Price concession. Sometimes salesman reserves the right to give concession of price to a particular customer group. For instance, instant payments or bulk purchases. If a customer do, then he will give concessions to that particular group of buyers, or he gives value to such customers. Price changes. He can change the price according to situation. When to acquire the stimuli action of the customer, he will change the prices also. Preferential treatment to the value customers. As I have explained just right now, okay, they pay instantly, they buy bulk and repeated purchases they make. So to such group of customers, they are treated as value customers. Means their relationship to be maintained long lasting. Buyer stimuli means certain characteristics are observed by the salesperson, how a buyer takes an action or a decision to buy. Prospect of response means a prospect, he has a desire and willing to buy, and after buying he became a consumer, he became a buyer. So he will take an action to purchase of a product or agree to purchase the product. Why the situation of purchase and how he takes this decision, how he frequently purchases, what is the brand preference, why he is coming to the same brand frequently. So these are certain questions. Prospect responding to particular product. Salesperson, his body language, communication, his mannerism, his voice pitch are some of the factors which he has to maintain till the purchaser ultimately get the satisfaction from his good or product. But this theory, it has certain criticisms. He always concentrate on selling. He will not take the consideration of the buyer. He always wants to play a passive role. He will not think of the buyers, what is his capacity, whether he is ready to buy, and whatever we give he will buy. So certain things the seller will not think. His concentration completely upon the selling and selling, only selling. So influence is only selling. And he will not think of the post-purchase activities. And sometimes these transactions may be manipulative. Salespersons cheat the prospectors at times. In such cases, consumer he found to be weak in his action and very easy to cheat a consumer, very easy to increase sales volume, and the salespersons ignore the role of relationship. Salesperson will take the decision, not the consumer, and it will affect the profitability. And salesperson, he increase the credit period and decrease the price. This is a tendency of this theory, selling oriented theory. Now product oriented theory. Product oriented theory is buyer. Actually, what happens in a new technology or new introduction of the product, sometimes this product oriented theory is mostly applicable. Buyer has no idea about the product, new technology, newly entered into market. The seller or salesperson, he spread awareness about the product and he will encourage, motivate to purchase that product. And mostly customers are targeted. For instance, software products, softwares or pharmaceuticals or computers, mobiles, etc. 85% of the action or stimuli by the salesperson and 15% of the prospect. And in this theory, it is properly criticized. If salesperson made to understand the need of the prospect or benefit of the product, he can't develop interest in buying because the purchaser, he wants anything new but not at the cost of his decision, and he don't know about the satisfactory level, so he has a dilemma and he may not come in the fold of the salespersons, and vice versa. Dude theory. Fourth one is need satisfaction theory or dude theory. This is an interactive approach. It is always winning the assumptions, and winning the assumptions include both the person's satisfaction, buyer as well as seller. And in this theory, the seller is always power to convince the prospect, and seller feels the prospect to be more valued and listened. A need is developed, identified, and satisfaction is derived on purchase of the product. And need is developed, I'm saying. So need is developed means the salesperson, he inquire about the former products which he used. Then he will explain the pros and cons of the product which he was using for the past many years. Then when he identifies what the consumer really want, that means he needs a clarification. For instance, one mixer grinder he purchased in previous years and he was suffering from certain defects in course of action or in course of usage. Then he will clarify what is lacking in that particular product. And next stage is satisfaction and meeting the buyer needs appropriately. That means what actually happened with the previous product, and now it will not happen with the new product. This is mostly convinced, and the satisfaction is appropriately derived out of the product. Salespersons, he resolves so many questions, doubts, queries put on by the buyer. And priority is given in this theory to long-term relationships. Selling, though it is a traditional concept, but it is a part of marketing concept these days. So there is a need to understand theories of selling at the end. Thank you.